Hello everyone and welcome back to Home and Creativity with Monique. Today I am sharing a cabbage roll recipe. I have never tried cabbage rolls before, so I thought I'll give it a try. So I'm just showing you the ingredients. Of course, you need cabbage, and I also have 3 pounds of ground beef and 2 pounds of Italian sausage. Also, you will need bell pepper, onion, and garlic, and whatever seasonings of your choice, and also rice. So here what I'm showing you is that I pre-freeze my onions. I chop and mince my onions up, and I place the minced onions inside of my molds. Well, these were the molds that I used to make my hot chocolate bombs in, so I thought that I'll use them again. So as you can see here, I'm just showing you that I already cut up my onions and bell peppers, and I freeze them that way, and I put them inside of Ziploc bags. That way I can just grab what I need and throw them inside my skillet, saute them, or I can throw them in stews and soups. And I will have a video coming up soon on how I did that process as well. So okay, so I will be using a cookie sheet, but only to put my cabbage leaves on. And for this, you will need a casserole dish, something deep enough so that when your cabbage rolls are cooking, you know, the cabbage rolls will produce its own water, and you will need a dish that is a baking dish that is deep enough for that. So as you can see here, I am peeling off the top layers of the cabbage or any damaged leaves that may not be useful to use for this recipe. And also I have a pot of water, like a big pot of water on the stove that's been boiling, but I've turned it down on medium where it's just simmering. And I have that water on the stove because I'm going to put the whole head of cabbage in this water, and this will help the cabbage leaves be a bit softer and easier to work with. And you want to just rotate the cabbage or leave it in the hot water for up to 3 to 5 minutes. You don't want to cook the cabbage all the way through, just enough to soften up the leaves to make it easier to work with. And it doesn't take long. You can see that hot water automatically just kind of soften up the cabbage leaves. Okay, so I'm going to take the cabbage head out using 2 big spoons and place it in my bowl, or my cookie sheet, sorry. Alright, so I'm taking off my first leaf, and as you can see, the few top layers of leaves on the cabbage have those thick leaves with the thick ribs. So what you want to do is cut some of the rib out, and this will make it a little easier to roll your filling up in the cabbage leaves. And I just took a knife and I just went on down the center on both sides of the rib, and cut the rib out basically. So the first few layers of the cabbage, that's what I would do if the rib is too thick. This is not a necessary step. You can, if the rib is soft enough and you want to leave the rib in, you can do so. So this is optional, but I choose to cut like very thick ribs out of the leaves to make it easier for me to roll up my filling in the leaves. Alright, so that's one complete cabbage. Okay, so now we're going to saute the bell pepper and onion and garlic. And in the skillet I added some olive oil, and I'm going to use my frozen onion and bell pepper. And also, if you're using frozen bell pepper and onion, you know, just be cautious, because it is like ice crystals on the onion and bell pepper, and that can cause popping, like the oil to pop off the onion and bell pepper. So, you know, be cautious of that if you're using frozen vegetables. And I just find that this is, you know, kind of breaks down the time of preparing like my seasoning blend for dishes when I freeze my onion and bell peppers this way. And also from frozen bell pepper and onions that I have here, it may produce a little bit of water because it's been frozen, but that's no problem. Once I melt it all down and I see that there's excess water, I just pour off the water and keep sauteing. Alright, so after I did those steps of sauteing the onions and bell peppers, then I add in my ground beef, and I'm adding in my Italian sausage. And if you have the Italian sausage, like the ones that I have, you have to take the casings off and put the meat inside of the skillet along with the ground beef. Normally Walmart sells the ground Italian sausage itself without it being in a sausage form. They do sell the ground Italian sausage, but I didn't see any that day, so I had to get the Italian sausage and just take the casings off. And normally I don't do this much meat, and it depends on how much cabbage rolls that you make. I would say normally, maybe if you're doing one cabbage, you would use maybe a pound of ground beef and maybe a pound of Italian sausage. Now Italian sausage is optional. As far as I've seen, the recipes that I've saw, I haven't yet seen anyone use Italian sausage for their rolls, their cabbage rolls. I'm sorry, but I decided to try some Italian sausage and ground beef together. To me, it goes well together, and also, I make my spaghetti the same way sometimes. So the Italian sausage and the ground beef does give it a better flavor and a great texture as well. So I'm taking my hamburger masher and I'm mashing up both meats to combine them together with the peppers and onions and garlic. Okay, so this is just time lapse that it's been about 10 minutes in, and as you can see, it's still pink. And you just basically, like ground beef, you're just going to keep cooking this until it is brown and that is completely done, and you will drain the excess fat out of the skillet from the meat. Okay, so my ground beef and Italian sausage mixture is done, and I took this and I drained the excess fat off. So I put my ground beef to the side so that I can put on a pot of rice, and I have on a pot of rice cooking 3 cups of parboiled rice. You can also use long grain white rice if you like. Alright, so back to my ground beef. I put in some diced tomatoes, and if I'm not mistaken, I think I put in maybe a 16-ounce can, but I will put the recipe down in the description, the measurements and everything. I will put that down in the description. I can't really recall right now. Alright, so I'm just showing you that I'm putting in all the seasonings of my choice. You can use whatever seasoning that you would like to use, but my seasonings that I use are pretty much the same. It always gonna have onion and garlic powder, salt, complete seasoning, and black pepper. So I'm just giving that a little mix. And I am pouring in some tomato sauce. You can use whatever tomato sauce you like. Okay, so while I was preparing my ground beef, my rice was cooking, and the rice is done. So I'm only adding in spoonfuls of rice at a time, because I don't want to put too much rice in my meat mixture. And this you may have to eyeball to see how much rice that you like inside of your meat mixture. In the amount of rice that I cooked, I did have quite a bit of rice left over, so I didn't even use all the rice that I cooked. So I wind up putting the remainder of that rice in a Ziploc bag and in my refrigerator, and I will of course find something else to do with that rice. Alright, Alright, so there you have it. That's my meat mixture. And now it's time to put the cabbage rolls together. This will be the pan that I will use to bake my cabbage rolls in. And I'm going to demonstrate a couple of cabbage rolls the best of my ability. I'm not a professional at rolling up anything, so basically just winging it. And I mean, you may have some, a couple of downfalls with this. Sometimes you may get some torn pieces of cabbage, and that's totally fine. If you have like torn pieces of cabbage, you can maybe combine another piece of cabbage to make it whole, so that the filling won't fall out. Okay, so that's my first cabbage roll, and I will demonstrate another cabbage roll as well. And pretty simple. If you've rolled up egg rolls before, it's almost the same method. And I almost forgot that I wanted the remaining of my tomato sauce at the bottom of the pan. So that's what I'm doing. I wanted the tomato sauce to be at the bottom of the pan, so I'm just rearranging the cabbage rolls so that they could cook on top of the tomato sauce. And also, once I have all of my cabbage rolls prepared, I also will pour additional tomato sauce on top. As you can see here, I seasoned the cabbage rolls, and I'm adding on additional tomato sauce on top. Okay, and I also forgot to mention, before you prepare your cabbage rolls, be sure to preheat your oven to 400 degrees. Also cover these with aluminum foil, and you will bake these for like an hour to an hour and 30 minutes. Okay, so it's been an hour and 30 minutes. I let mine cook for an hour and 30 minutes. And that's how they look. Looks very yummy. And indeed, they were yummy. My family enjoyed them. They said that they tasted pretty good. And there you have it, cabbage rolls. Thank you so much for watching, and God bless. See you next time.